how big of a challenge will this be? They're playing as well as anybody in the league.
Oh, they're balanced. You're going to have to play. You have to play well in all aspects, and they do things. Mike's done to me, a great job with, where they utilize their personnel. But the biggest difference when you really look at it from last year to this year is, people forget. I think they were 6th or 7th in offense last year, and they're even better this year. But really, he's also, just like in Atlanta, they're very good defensively also.
What did you see last night with your team's defensive rebounding? It's almost like the dude who asked you that question in the pregame jinxed you.
No, we just, like the physicality part, and, there were a number of 50-50 balls we didn't get, things that we'd been doing better as of late that we didn't do last night.
Cliff, have you ever seen a guy like Lopez go from making, I think he made 5 or 6 threes in his first 8 years in the league to what he's doing now? I'm trying to think of.
Not many.
Richard made a big jump, but.
Yeah, Richard, but he was probably also always a shooter. No, it's the thing. And it's also changed their team. Mm-hmm. They had good centers last year, but they're playing, him or Ilyasova, or I would even envision Mirotic playing some 5 also, the way they play.
Mm-hmm.
Is Ilyasova the best guy in the league at taking charges?
You know what? I don't know. He takes them. He's a good player.
Have you had any conversations or texts with Markelle?
Yeah, I spoke with him. Yeah.
Did you have any additional message for him?
No, just again, I just told him that. I have film I'm going to bring on this trip, and I came in early today to get the Milwaukee stuff more done so I can try to watch some, and then by the time I get a chance to sit down to him face to face, then we can start. But I want to watch some film before I speak with him.
Could you get a feel for how receptive he
was?
I
think he's really excited. I think that he knows it's a good opportunity for him, and he was, really, really excited about it.
You've had a relationship with Brett Brown and his dad for years. Is this one of those situations where you call Brett
Absolutely.
to pick his brain?
Sure. Sure.
Have you done that yet, or?
I had a couple other things I had to do, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Cliff, Isaiah had almost 20 minutes last night for you. Played really well. Hit all of his shots, 3 assists, I think maybe 1 turnover. What are you seeing from him offensively lately?
Well, I think the one thing he's doing is he's picking up our pace. He's on the attack in transition. He tries to get the ball going towards the basket. And he's a good organizer. He's very smart, and he knows where people want the ball. And I think the more he plays, the more comfortable he gets, the better he'll be.
Have you and Jeff and John had conversations about how you'll matriculate Markelle in, or do you wait till he?
Yeah, well, we gotta. There's a lot there. Obviously that it has to be organized. It's way too early to.
Was he in town getting his physical today?
This morning, but he's on his way back out. Yeah.
Cliff, have you seen situations where a guy, maybe the system doesn't fit him, or Philly runs the fewest pick and rolls in the league. They kind of do motion, get it into Embiid, things like that. Whereas he's a pick and roll guy, it seemed like, coming out of college. Have you seen situations in your career where a change in systems helps a guy? Maybe going from one system to another system?
Well, honestly, I think it's more probably. How you fit with your teammates is always a big deal, And I would say that for a lot of players, look, the best players can play with anybody and any. That's just to me. Now, to me, if you want to say different city, new start, different teammates, things like that. But I don't want to start inventing things either. You know what I mean? And if you want to be frank, it's obviously the issue's been his shoulder and his shooting. And if you're not a range shooter, you're not going to be a good pick and roll player in this league. You're just not. This isn't college, So, that part, whatever. We'll see.
Yeah.
after so much unknown yesterday, is it good to have Vooch and Ross here at practice? Just
yeah,
The
definitely.
trade that didn't happen, any trades that didn't,
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I still, believe it or not, I just, Jeff and John are great. They tell me when things are close. I don't get involved in that stuff, so I don't. You can't sit around worrying about what might be going on. It's wasted energy to me.
Cliff, Miami's in a tough part of their schedule. They've kind of struggled a little bit. The East is, it seems like that spot is for the taking if you can get a run together.
This is a big stretch. This is a big 3-game road trip here. And it's late nights. This next 2 days is brutal. In Milwaukee, we're going to lose the hour. We're going to get to Atlanta. It's going to be like 3:30 in the morning. It's going to be a challenging weekend.
In your experience, can you point to a time when any of the teams you were involved with lost its focus heading into the All-Star break over the 2-3 games?
Could probably give you 19 years, probably 11 of them. Happens all the time.
How often then do you stress, hey, these 4 games count as much as
We've been talking about it, the whole time.
they've been playing well leading into this.
No. We've had a good stretch here of a difficult schedule, and we're actually, to me, playing well.
Stan was just on the radio a few minutes ago, and he said he was giving out some NBA stats. He said the only player in the league who's on pace for that 50, 40, 90 is Malcolm Brogdon, a guy you're about to play. He's kind of an under-the-radar guy.
And he lives in the paint. He lives in the paint. You have to watch him play, but whether he's driving the ball, cutting, so smart, just such a great IQ.
How many deflections did your team have last night?
36.
Are you noticing any
Yeah, J.I. is killing it with the deflections right now. He had 13 of them.
Wow.
Okay, so you anticipated that question. My next question is, does the team's number of deflections decrease as the game goes on? It just seems like...
Depends, game to game.
Has he had a stretch
lately
where...
Unbelievable.
How about OKC? Do you remember OKC off the top of your head?
Not his number, but we've gone 47, 44, 36.
Wow.
Which is good. 36 is only okay, but the other 2 are really good.
And tell us one more time. You said, that's kind of an...
38 to me, 38 is usually the indicator of good energy.
But it shows that your hands are active, your feet are active. Yeah.
You're involved. Yep. And it's a good thing because we didn't hit them in blockouts 36 times. I'll tell you that.
Have you noticed any decrease in the amount of cutting your team does as the game goes on?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.